I understand you're looking to make something of a comeback.
Not really. I have no intention of performing on stage.
I understood that you were seeking to find your voice again.
I am seeking something I lost.
And why do you want to sing again?
Oh, because music is so enormous. It envelops you in a state of torture.
That is a reason.
Music is born of misery, of suffering. Happiness never produced a beautiful melody. It seems music is born of distress and poverty.
Maria is the third in an unofficial trilogy of films by the Chilean director Pablo Larraín about the lives of tragic women, or the tragic lives of women, if you prefer. The first, in 2016, was Jackie, starring Natalie Portman, about Jackie Kennedy in the immediate aftermath of the assassination of her husband, JFK. In 2021, there was Spencer, which focused on Princess Diana, played by Kristen Stewart, as her marriage to Prince Charles is falling apart. And now we have opera star Maria Callas. Angelina Jolie is the legendary diva here, and it's set during the final 7 days of her life in September 1977 in Paris. All three films, while they're centred around a particularly important period in their character's life, move around freely in time with flashbacks and dream sequences coming together to create something of a biography. And all three films, while psychologically impressionistic, go to great pains to be physically authentic, often using accurate props and costumes as well as finding the precise original locations. In Maria, the production even rented Aristotle Onassis' actual yacht, the Christina O. Jolie spent 7 months training with a singing coach, and while reportedly 95% of the singing in the film is the real La Callas, Jolie's preparation helps during the times when the voice fails her, and makes the lip-syncing during the performances about as believable as you can imagine.
How is my butler's back?
Oh, there is no cure for it, other than stop moving pianos.
I showed in the diary the medicines that you are taking every day.
I have a strange feeling sharing someone's medical information is against the law. No?
Madame, I need to have a conversation with you about life and death, about sanity and insanity.
Maria Callas was only 53 years old when she passed away, a life lived to the fullest and yet still falling short of the achievements that she and her fans expected of her. Stephen Knight's script, he also wrote the Spencer film for Larraín, as well as creating the television series Peaky Blinders, among many other credits. Stephen Knight's script presents us with examples of the difficult life she had led before arriving at opera house fame. She was born in New York in 1923, but her family returned to Greece when she was 13. Her mother had always wanted a boy, and that relationship was often fraught and arguably the source of much of her brittleness. At her mother's bidding, she entertained Nazi soldiers during the occupation of Greece in World War II. Feeling exploited, she broke off all relations with her mother in 1950. She was on her own, making her way in the tumultuous world of grand opera. In 1959, she met the Greek shipping magnate Aristotle Onassis, and their affair lasted until 1968, when he left her for Jacqueline Kennedy.
I'm ugly, but I'm rich. I'm Greek, but I'm from Argentina. I'm married, but it's 1959. So, to falling in love through binoculars, I watched you through these.
You love me, and yet you've never set eyes on me before tonight.
Oh, now I'm offended. We met in Venice at the film festival. But I guess there were a lot of movie stars, so you forgot the little ugly guy. Well, I didn't forget you. Do you want to dance?
I should get back to my husband.
You'll never go back to your husband.
In the film, Callas's decline is seen as mental as well as physical. She imagines nighttime visits from Onassis. She believes that she's writing her own autobiography. In blood, she says. And during this final week, she is followed by an imaginary film crew making a documentary on her life. The interviewer, played by Cody Smith-McPhee, is called Mandrax, one of the cocktail of prescription drugs that she was increasingly relying on. Jolie is marvellous. She is very much at home in Maria and inhabits all of the frailty and declining confidence superbly, as well as the flashback scenes where she was at the peak of her fame. And the production is lavish, as befits a story set around the grand opera houses of Europe. Paris, covered in beautiful autumn leaves, looks sensational, and coincidentally, like The Brutalist, the interiors are constructed by the finest Hungarian studio artisans. Of all three Lorraine biographies, I found this one to be the easiest and most satisfying to watch, and I think it comes down to the music. Not just that the operatic selections are so beautiful, but that they also encourage a slower pace, a more leisurely structure. The dialogue scenes may be, to some audiences at least, frustratingly slow, but I found that they matched an emotional or elegiacal tone that starts with the music. In the first two films, the scores were much more strident, more dissonant, illustrating their characters' heightened states of mind, but they kept the audience on edge too. Anyway, no disrespect to Michael Levy or Johnny Greenwood, who are very fine modern composers, but neither of them are Puccini, are they?
This is the part of the film where you're expected to sing, Maria. So sing. Maria Callas is expected to sing. No excuses. No diva imagined sickness. Not like Rome, not like Covent Garden, not like New York. Sing.
I will sing when I am ready to sing.
Maria is rated M for drug use and offensive language and is playing in select cinemas across the Motu from this weekend.